for you to come to me. What did I do wrong? It's all a mystery to me.
All right, first, I'm Eddie Conway. I'm from The Real News, and I'm from the Coalition of Friends, which is an offshoot of the Friend of a Friend. We've been coming down here for about a year. We had cookouts down here. We brought school supplies down here. We brought clothes down here. The Real News have supported us in buying some of the food that we bring down here. We want to have a continuing presence in this area. We want to help the people in the Gilmor Homes. And toward that end, we decided to have a town hall meeting today to find out what your concerns are, to find out how we can work to help you as a Real News network and also as a friend of a friend and a coalition of friends. We want to hear your opinions today. And one of the things, for those that don't know, that we've just recently done over in Bruce Court, we managed to put up 2 of those goalposts with some of our friends. That court has been down and broke for like 18 years, and some people say it's been down and broke their whole entire life. Young people needed that court to play in. We went to the city, we went to the head of the city council, Jack Young. We went to the politician here, Nick Mosley. We went to the housing authority that run this area. We went to their supervisors, and everywhere we went, they turned us down or gave us a reason why that couldn't happen. But some friends, some Quakers, and some coalition friends, and some other people just came down here and did that work. And we're going to be down here, we're going to fix some other posts, but we're also concerned about whatever else is happening down here that you have an interest in and how we can help. So what we want to do is this. If you live down here, if you're a resident of Gilmor Homes, okay, the mics are here for you. If you don't live here, I would ask you to respect the residents and let them talk. So we don't want outside talk. And so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna open it up for discussion. When we can finish this discussion, we'll put that moon bounce back up. We're gonna have hot dogs, hamburgers, etc. We got toys for young people to play with. Like my main concern right now, seriously, is what concerns you have. So do we have anybody that's really here? Okay, we got a person here. Share with us what you think.
Run out these holes around here that we've been complaining about for them to fill up. You can't really sit out front. In the summertime, we have the rats coming out the holes, either chasing the kids or they run around and the lot's sick. They need to do something about that. That's my main concern, that's being the ground.
So one of the things that I did was I talked to Mr. Johnson, which is the manager of this whole housing area. And he says, so I shared that with him yesterday. And he said, we got a campaign, we come down here, we treating all the holes, etc. But yet I saw that rat yesterday in the middle of the day. It was 1:30, right? So that's a concern. Is that a concern for anybody else? Anybody else? Yes. You don't have to, well, I mean, it's up to you. Yes, okay, I heard that.
All right, yeah, about the rats. But also, we have a roach problem, too, in the basement. That's where the nest at. And when we try and get the extermination people to come out, they don't even come out. They need to work on the basement because that's where all the nests is at. down there, you can't even sit on your step without a roach coming in your door.
Okay.
Like they need to put the playground back out here for the kids to play in, because instead of them fighting, and they don't have nothing to do with that time. They have to go all the way down the street to play on the playground, to the swimming pool. They don't have nothing around here for the kids to do in our court.
Was there a playground down here before?
Yes, it was a playground. They changed it into a park.
Somebody back in the back? Yes.
My concerns are just like she was saying.
Can y'all hold it down so we can hear what the sister is saying?
About the playground, we already know that too. Everybody had that concern because it's a lot of very small children. But that basement area, that's what she's speaking of. They need to clean that more. They don't even clean it. They have water, it backs up, you smell it in your house. When you drink your water, it tastes like it's nasty. You got the bullet and then these holes where the cats go at.
Okay.
And not just that, you got people that's feeding cats all over the place and wonder why we can't get rid of rats. Because they won't even put the cat food in a cat bowl. You understand what I'm saying? You just can't, that's just, it's a lot that needs to be done. If they can start cleaning that basement, if they can get that basement together, close them holes off, you understand? And instead of spading the cats and bringing them back, just take them because we're overpopulated. You feel me? Because they go in the trash. They go everywhere. You understand? And that's a big issue. That's a very big issue.
Okay, hey, let me just ask a question. The basements, nobody is responsible for the basements? Johnson? The maintenance is responsible. Well, how often do they come out and look at the basement? Okay,
I've been around here for 40 years.
Okay.
All right? I used to live right here in these projects. I chose to live on Mount Street.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to leave the neighborhood.
Okay.
I lived in I lived right there in 45 for like 8 years.
Okay.
I lived over in 1609 Bruce Court Apartment 8 for 22 years.
Okay.
Alright? It's been this way since I was around here as a little boy. They come around here, they find a couple of the basements, they store stuff there. The other basements, they do nothing to them. They don't go down there to fumigate them. They don't go down there to exterminate. They don't do anything. All they do is come around here, go down, walk through, and come out.
Okay.
If they don't put no rat poison down, they don't do nothing. Nothing. And it ain't what I heard. I had a friend. Right here in Bruce Court, he lived in the basement.
Okay.
He lived in there for 2 years. And they never even put him out because he was there.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they don't check the basement. They don't care. You know, these children, I watch all these children compared to us. This playground, it was a playground. It had a swimming pool in it. It had a little jungle gym. It had a monkey ball. They took it all down.
Okay.
They took it all down. Then there's a wreck right there. They won't even over it. It's been there since I was a little boy. I remember this right here. This was dirt.
Okay.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
They won't do nothing. And everything that get put up, they tear down. And they tear. It don't be the children. It be them. They come and take it down, and they say they don't need it. That's because they want to treat our kids like little monkeys. They like their little gorilla babies. They not. They're children. They deserve the same respect the little European children get. They don't tear their neighborhoods down. They build. In our hood, they tear it down. It gets torn down. We don't need this. They don't need that. Tear it down. Our kids, you look at statistics, they top statistics. All right. Little white children in their neighborhoods, they got skateboard rings, playgrounds, soft cushion mats on their court. Our children got the concrete jungle. Then they wonder why they so hard and so disrespectful. They don't have nothing to respect. What the hell do they have? Nothing. You know, they talk about the violence around here. They want our kids to stop being violent. Give them some damn rec rooms. Let them be able to go play pool. Let them be able to go play basketball. Indoors like the little white kids. You know, they got swimming pools for them. Our children don't have nothing. Our children want to go to the pool down here. It costs them why my little granddaughter, she's 5 years old, scared of the police. She's scared. If she sees them, she runs. Why? Because the children know that they call them little bastards, tell them to get the hell away from them. This is how they talk to our children.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all keep on talking about what's wrong with the neighborhood. What's wrong with the neighborhood is the people who's supposed to be taking care of the neighborhood. That's what's wrong with it.
Right.
They're not doing what they're supposed to do.
Right.
They treat our children bad. They treat the women bad. And then they treat us men like we goddamn animals. We're not. We're human beings. You know, we tired of it. See, now, this thing with my little man getting killed,
Yeah.
that blew my mind. But what's really blowing my mind is...
You talking about Freddie Gray?
Yes.
All right.
What's really blowing my mind, though, is all the things that they saying about what he did and what he was doing and what he should. No, he was doing what he wanted to do. He has the right to do what he wanted to do. They don't have a right to come around here slamming us down on the ground, beating us, kicking us. I watch them put cuffs on kids, slap them in their head, kick them in their backside. This has been going on for years. They did it to us when we were young. These kids tough, and for real, if a solution don't come along, it's gonna be an all-out crazy. It's gonna be crazy. I'm really telling you. We just had to calm these kids down because they wanted to do some things. We can't keep calming them down. They're not gonna keep listening to us if they don't see nothing happening. We need change. And if they ain't gonna change, then they need to get the hell out the way.
All right.
Limited on screens around here. All our windows broke in our house. They either don't stay up by themselves, they come out on the kids. Housing ain't shit. Excuse my language though. But they want to put us out. Soon as our rent late, they want to come and take control, but they don't even come and fix our stuff up.
They beyond, they worse than this slumlord.
Because they got complexes.
Behind you.
I agree with the brother said and the young lady said about housing. Anytime anything wrong with your house, you gotta constantly put in complaint forms, one after another, and never get anything done. But not pay that rent and see how quick they'll be at your door talking about you gotta go. You know, and with the situation with the brother said, my man Freddie, man, that was ridiculous, man. You know, being a sister, we were just talking about it. As I come up as a young boy, man, at that time we had plenty of things to do after school. Recreation centers, summer job, youth entitlement, 18 year-round jobs as long as you went to school and kept up good grades and kept your attendance good. You know, these people down City Hall talk about the money they got doing this and doing that, but in reality, they not doing nothing. It's ridiculous. Because they will close a library, they will close a recreation center, they will close anything and build up a jail just to house the young black brothers. You know, instead of helping them. But when it's time for them to vote, they know how to come in your community. After that, you're not going to see them again. And if you all go down there and do nothing, it don't make sense. We are the only, not being racist or nothing, but we are the only race that does not unite together as one. And we talk about the Caucasian man, the Asian man, the Slam man, whatever. You know why they got it? Because they stick together. Let us get up more than one another. We want to pull each other back down, man. We got to stick together as black African Americans and do something about it. You know? I think for them.
All right, back in the back. Okay, just back there first. Yes?
Good afternoon, my name is Teresa. I had a sparkle fire in my apartment, and I called the maintenance man, and they sent them out there yesterday, but they only took the wall piece off and cleaned it out and say that it was okay to use the stove again. But my afraid is, suppose my house get on fire. I'm not the only one living in that apartment. It's other people's too. And I'm afraid for my safety and my grandkids and the rest of them that lives in that apartment. But I'm just saying, they right about these children. Because these children need activity to get themselves going. They can't get themselves going if they ain't got the activity to do it. And everybody supposed to stick together, so I'm just all I got to say.
Okay, all right.
Just basically speaking on what everybody saying about the kids. And you're amazed that these kids, they know how to play basketball. They want to do something like build a team. Do something for the kids. And like, speaking of what he said about the pool, if you go into like, I'm not going to say white area because I live in Towson, but if you go into them areas, when they got pools in the complex, it's free when you live in a complex. So why should our community have to pay for a pool when we pay our rent? You see what I'm saying? If you live in a complex, you get a pass, and you can go to the pool all day. These kids really need to do something like these. We got some kids that's really positive and really want to do stuff that can really make a difference. There's some basketball players. My daughter want to play basketball. They get out here and make a goal. Like, at the end of the day, like, come on, like, we gotta do better. Like, these kids, they want help. They want to be safe.
You know what?
Okay, here, Jimmy. Okay. All right.
Yes, my concern is these children, they are our future. And by they not having anything wrong, they gonna be another statistic. The police is gonna try to harass them. Then Stephanie Rawlins Blake, supposed to be the mayor, she's supposed to help us. She don't do nothing to help us. She'll get on TV. Oh, I'm for the community. She's not for us.
Yeah.
But I would like to see a lot of changes in here for our future. These kids are our future. And there's a lot of talent ones around here. We got some Jordan kids. We got ones that paint. Some of them can sing. You know, let them be our future. But if they ain't got nothing to do, they'll be another statistic where the police can arrest. And thank you.
Okay.
You know,
She wanna speak? She wanna speak there? Where?
hey, go ahead, let her.
Okay, let her speak first and then you can go back
I
on.
like to say something about this community.
A little closer.
I like to say something about this community. It's very stupid about these cops, like killing everybody's kids out here. But it's ridiculous. You're killing somebody's kids that you don't have to kill. These kids out here is want to play and get around and do things for our community, but it's time you need to cut it out. These kids want to learn. These kids want to go places. They want to have a lot of things to be around. Stephanie is trying to do her best, but she's not doing all the trying to do what she's trying to do. But these cops need to stop harassing other people out here. That's all I got to say.
All right. Wait a minute, let the guy you hold 1 minute, sister. Let him, he got a mic. Go ahead.
Yeah. Now, as far as Stephanie, I'm not even going to talk about her. Because she's a butt kisser.
Yes.
You hear me? She's a female Uncle Tom. All she do is agree with whatever they want to tell her. They trying to, right now, they on Mosley's case. I love her. You hear me? Because she's not afraid of them. She's not kissing anybody's butt. She's not scared of them coming down on her. They're talking about getting her taken off the cases. Why? Because she's the only one who has the cojones to stand up to these people. She's standing up for us.
That's right.
And in turn, we need to stand up for her. Don't let them take and push her around. Y'all, if we see them try to push her, we need to go ahead and start little walks for her. Let them know, leave her alone. Why? Because she cares about us. She's a black woman too. She see what they doing to her black people. She's not dumb or ignorant to anything that's going on. She watched her own cousin get killed by police. You understand what I'm saying? Her family police. She know the right way a police officer is supposed to act. These officers are not doing anything that they're supposed to do. Right. They say they're good police officers. Show me one. Please show me one. Because any officer that doesn't stand up and open his mouth is a crooked officer to me.
Okay, let somebody else get on though.
Eddie, right here.
Right there.
Basically, what I want to say is we need to take our own community back. We don't need to go around and asking another person to build this, build that. As much as we can sit out here and drink and smoke our cigarettes and do whatever that we do, we can take that $1 or $2 and build our playground. Understand that it takes us and then it takes them. You just can't go and point the finger and say he's not doing this or they not doing this. They take it from us because we destroy it too. Understand that if you don't play on it, then what is here for? For somebody to sit around there and get killed on it? Because that's what our playgrounds do. You go to each playground in this neighborhood, somebody that died there. Understand that we need change and it starts with us. We just can't point the fingers no more. Everybody just sit around and say, well, this happened, this happened, this happened. Well, what you doing? What is you doing to change this? Like earlier today, I went to a nice little gathering around the corner. And a lady came up there and said, am I my brother's keeper? And the whole crowd should have said, yes, I am. But because of our ignorance, we look around and we look and see who says yes. No, we can't be ignorant no more. We cannot point the finger and say, oh, well, he's the reason why I'm ignorant. No, you're ignorant because you don't take the time out and look at your community. I'm part of this community. This is up top and I'm from down bottom. I lived here all my life. It's not going to change. Whether some camera crew come in here and say, well, you know, we need this, we need that, it's still not going to get done until we say that it need to be done. Till we do something. That's all I got to say.
I got to give you a hand myself. For real. Okay, look, let's switch gears a minute. What can we do to help to report on what's going down here? You know, I've heard a number of things. The Real News want to be able to cover at least some top stories from down here. Put it out there, follow it up, investigate it, shoot it all over to the officials so we can get something done. What kind of stories? I heard about the roaches, I heard about the rats, and I heard about the playground. What's your other concerns? Is that the three things we need to be looking at?
My concern is that we got to
get the mic. Hold the mic.
My concern is when we gonna get another supermarket. It takes us about $5 to $10 to go to the supermarket where all we have to do is walk down the street. We need another supermarket in our community.
A supermarket down here?
Yes, sir.
Because it's like a food desert.
Yes, sir.
Okay, wait, where's the mic? Wait a minute, here's the mic.
Yeah, we talking about market.
Yeah, we want a market. We want a
that we did have around there is about to become a Dow Jones. And not another market around here.
See, that's what I'm saying.
So what they're saying is they want a market.
We don't want one. We need one.
Well, that's not good enough. We need to figure out how to get a market down in here. Hey. And hey, it's like the young man in the back said. The young man in the back said.
That's a woman.
Young lady in the back.
That's a lady, yes.
Excuse me, young lady in the back. Look, we need to think in terms of what we can do for ourselves. That's true. And if there's no market here, got to start thinking in terms of a food co-op. What does that mean? Everybody join and chip in and pool that money and go to some place like Casco or Sam's Club, buy that stuff in bulk, bring it back and share it for 50% off.
Okay.
That's something we can do. We can do a food co-op. We just need to figure out, and that's something maybe the Coalition of Friends can help y'all with.
Okay, can I say something?
Yes, you may.
I understand about the food co-op and all that, but is it not a greater issue or something that we can do as a community together, sticking as a whole, to get something so that way they can build the supermarket, so they can put us one, because they, you know, so that way they can put a supermarket in, whether it be petitioning, everybody stick together and let the voice be heard, because that's of great importance. You got disabled people, you got a lot of people that need assistance with something, so if we can put Al John Hancock on something to bring or do something such as this for the community, you understand? So why we can't put our heads together to see if we can petition it, put it on paper, so we can get that supermarket, because that's very essential. That's something that we need. It's a necessity. That is a necessity. We need the food co-op. I understand that what you're saying, right? But everybody not people friendly. It's good when we get together like this, right? It's a beautiful thing because we all sticking together. But at the end of the day, when all is clear up, right? How many people committed to doing what we speaking about doing? You understand? That's what's important. You feel me? So
Yeah.
to clean up the streets, you put some trash cans out here. You see a piece of trash, you didn't throw it, pick it up. Have a day to just clean up. You understand? I understand that it starts from here.
Okay.
I had something to say about the trash walking around there. If you see a piece of trash, then you pick it up. Like it's just wrong to just leave trash around. Just pick it up. That's all I had to say. Just pick the trash up.
Okay. All right. You okay, he's got something to say in here. All right.
Yeah, my name is Lawrence Taylor. And I'm saying, I've been a resident of Baltimore City.
Okay.
I basically done live in Gilmor Projects, but I come from Cherry Hill Projects.
Okay.
I mean, this situation goes on in Baltimore City everywhere. Okay. It's not just here. It just so happened that something happened to bring y'all here and everybody else here. But people in our city is hurting. And I'm saying, though, the mayor, everybody, I'm saying, though, they're not recognizing what we need in our community. They wonder why our kids run around here and they building prisons to lock them up. But I'm saying they have no activities for these kids to do. There's no recreation centers. You know what I mean? They say they're going to get the lottery. They bring the lottery here to take more money away from the city. But I'm saying, though, the money supposed to be for schools. I'm saying, though, these kids still don't have computers in their schools and the projects. They still don't have what they're supposed to have. And they say that they don't have money for this and money for that. But I'm saying, it's a lot of these kids are hurting. And I saw that the way they was out here riding. I'm saying, though, the police department, I'm saying, had no respect for our people in Baltimore City. It's not just here, anywhere. I'm saying that people all over the world are getting hurt by Baltimore, by police. And I'm saying, though, I have 13 kids. And I have raised them, and I'm saying, though, man, and it's not been the best. I had my house been raided 9 times by Baltimore City Police, and I'm saying, though, they had friends. They had friends, they don't find nothing, but it's a house raid. Then you do raid somebody's house and you find a roach. Well, you find, I'm saying, but the whole house get locked up. You know what I mean? So what they do is they hurt our kids. They lock my kids up, so therefore, when they go find a job, they can't get a job because they got a criminal background. They got a record. They take away from us. They started off early, and that's what they do. That's what they do. They can build prisons. But I'm saying, though, man, they don't try to help our people. And I'm saying, though, y'all say it's a problem. One of the problems, the main problem is, I just bought a 2015 Ford Fusion. I set it outside in front of my house. The rats ate all the wires out of it. Cost me $400. Brand new car. I'm saying there's a problem with the rest of the city. There's a problem with them taking the trash. I'm saying, though, man, they come in here and they say one day a week trash people. This is a city. Look at all these people in this community. One day trash. How much trash can come out your house? And you got to set it somewhere for a whole week. You got to feed. You got to eat. I mean, so when do you put the trash? until they come 1 week. You know what I mean? And that's why we have a problem. We got a problem with roaches, we got a problem with rats. And we also have problems because our kids don't have nothing to do.
No stuff.
That's all I have to say.
All right, can somebody get the mic to the sister back there?
Right
her in the back.
Basically, we do have a voice. See, we is a minority. If they fail to tell us or not, we are a minority. When they go and vote, that is our voice right there. We can boycott anything.
No, we don't want to do
white
that.
man stole, boycott anything.
We don't want to do that.
Most of the time they take away from us because they know that we not able to do certain stuff. Yes, the people do have skate parks in their community, but what do we got?
Nothing.
We have nothing because of what? They scared of us.
I think we need to wrap this up. I hear the music playing. I see the children. Okay, we got let's have. I'm sorry, go ahead.
One thing I don't understand, they wonder why so many of our black men are on the corners, and 90% of this community has a record. Once they go through the jail and they do their time, I feel as though once they leave out that jail, they shouldn't have nothing holding over their head. So once they go and get a job, it's right there, well, you've been locked up, so that's going to hold you back. I feel as though if you're not a murderer or a rapist or something serious, then don't let it hold over your head. So our brothers got to take care of our kids, we got to make a living, and that's the only way that we can find a solution to make ends meet, and it's safe.
Okay, thank you. All right, look, you got something to say? All right, let's let the sister say something, babe. Oh, no? Oh, all right, well, go ahead. They don't want to be on camera.
I wanted to just talk about
pretty much that's what it is.
Louder.
Every man with self mentality around here now. When I grew up around here, right up here, 1676, and now I'm right here, you know, people was more like a family, you know. You can go to somebody's house if you got keep a piece of bread or, you know, whatever. You know, everybody looked out for each other's kids. You know, the parents here now don't accept responsibility for their kids. You know, nobody can say nothing to their kids if their kids is being disrespectful and all this stuff like that. You know, there's no come together. You know, and it's like, if everybody, the kids know that. The kids are smart. So if they see the parents is at each other because nobody can correct their child, then they gonna play fence with it. You know, so it's gonna always be people gonna get killed. There's never gonna be no peace because they gonna keep hitting.
Okay.
And the ones that grew up around here is the same ones that's grown up to kill each other. They were once friends, they once grew up as family. They're killing amongst each other. They don't have that family mentality around here no more.
Okay. What we're gonna do is we're going to try to look into the supermarket thing. That's a long shot. I think it's probably easier for us to look into the food co-op thing, but we're not discounting the supermarket thing. We're definitely going to look into the rats, and we're going to look into the basement maintenance and see what's going on. And we'll actually do some work here about the court. But we're going to find out what's wrong with that rec center and why that rec center can't be open over there. And we're going to focus on getting that rec center open. And in the meanwhile, we'll see what we can put here in this area. That rec center over there is open? They said it's not open. The one over there? Is it open? Huh? You think so? It's two? All right, okay, but thanks for joining us. We're gonna put the moon bouncers back up. We got some refreshments. Enjoy yourself. All right, thank you.
For you to come to me.